Here we are. Where are we? We are at Howell Field in Dayton, Ohio. The reason I'm quoting the Philly captain is because this is the field where Mike Schmidt grew up playing baseball. From what I understand, he did not play organized baseball here, just pick up sandlot baseball. There's a batting cage over there. Not only did Mike Schmidt grow up playing baseball here, as he lived just a few, probably I think about a half mile from here, but this site is also the location of the very first NFL football game played in 1920 between the Dayton Triangles and the Columbus Panhandles. Dayton won 14-0 in 1920. In those days, the orientation of the field was a little different. Home plate would have been where you see the foul post and the 325 sign over there. So we would be standing in left field right now. The football field would have went from left to right. If you ever watched a 49ers game when they played at Candlestick and they shared the stadium with the San Francisco Giants, early in the football season, when baseball season was still going on, they would share the field, and the 49ers would play on a football field that still had the baseball diamond. So anyway, this is, I don't know if you can see that, this is the Hal McCoy press box. Howell All-Star Field. And here we have a plaque. MLB Cincinnati Reds, Howell All-Star Field, dedicated July 2015 in recognition of the 2015 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Major League Baseball, the Cincinnati Reds, the City of Dayton, and the Reds Community Fund have provided substantial financial support to ensure that this field will be enjoyed by the community. And I found this baseball that appears to have been run over by a lawnmower. But we're going to leave this here. Our next location, I'm going to take you to the plaque memorializing the very first NFL football game, which was played right here. This is Triangle Park, by the way. The park gets its name because if you see it from an aerial view, it is in the shape of a triangle. A little bit of history of the Dayton Triangles. I do believe they started in 1920. In 1930, the team was sold to a businessman in Brooklyn, New York. The team was then moved to Brooklyn, New York, and renamed the Brooklyn Dodgers. They later became the Brooklyn Tigers. And over the years, through the change of hand from the team the franchise being sold, they are now known as the Indianapolis Colts. So even though the Dayton Triangles no longer exist, the franchise actually still exists. Those bleachers, I'm not sure if they were original to the football field. I don't know when they were built. I don't know if they were built for the football team or for the baseball. If you're not following the Philly Captain, I suggest you subscribe to the Philly Captain if you're into all things Philadelphia and then some. And here's the plaque that memorializes that first game. It reads, site of first game in the NFL on October 3rd, 1920. The first game matching two professional teams of the American Professional Football Association, a league that would later become the National Football League, NFL, was held on this field within Triangle Park. In that game, the Dayton Triangles defeated the Columbus Panhandles 14-0. The Triangles' Lou Bartlow scored the first touchdown, and George Hobby Kinderdine kicked the extra point. Three factories founded by Dayton businessmen Edward Deeds and Charles Kettering sponsored the Dayton Triangles team. The factories were the Dayton Engineering Laboratories Company, Delco, Dayton Metal Products Company, DMP Company, and Domestic Engineering Company, Deco, later called Delco Light. They formed an industrial triangle of plants in downtown Dayton. Mr. Charles Kettering is more known as being the inventor of the electric starter for your automobile. And our next location is just a pedal away, a few pedals away. And here we are at our next location. This is the field where the NFL proposed to build a football field to celebrate 100 years of the NFL and have the Cincinnati Bengals hold a practice here. When surveyors surveyed the land, they found that it was ancient Indian burial ground. So the league, so the city would not let the NFL build a football field here, which was obviously the right decision. So the league ended up building the field about a half mile from here, which will be our next location. So tune in for that. Here we are at our next and final location. This is the field that the NFL built in 2020. And the Bengals held one practice here. I don't know if they still use it or it's being used for anything, but I do see some goal nets for soccer. Pretty nice looking field though. I don't know if they use it at all. I mean, I think it would be a good spot to use for high school football. But that's it. You can't get in. It's locked. You're not allowed in. They have a little set of bleachers over there. Not much to it. Just a field with some bleachers. Probably cost several $1 million. But it was the league's money and not the city's. Anyway, this is just a short video on the history of the NFL and a little bit of Dayton history. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Have a good day, YouTube.